You are listening to PastThink.com audiobook. Please like and subscribe, thank you. Chapter 115. The second ruler listens to rumors and recalls the army. Jiang Wei goes to take charge of the army colonies. It is now winter AD 263, and Jiang Wei is yet again ready to attack Wei. He has rebuilt the stockades, gathered the supplies, set ships downriver to prepare for the attack, and summoned his army. But the second ruler and many of his council are opposed to yet another invasion. After lengthy discussions, the second ruler says, "Let fate determine what we do next. If he fails, then we can end this once and for all." But even Jiang Wei's general Liao Hua is uncertain, saying that in Deng Ai there is a foe of superior talents, and the people are tired of these military adventures. To this Jiang Wei retorts, "Kong Ming tried 6 times to conquer Wei. This will be my 8th, and if anyone opposes me, he will be executed." So once again he rolls into Wei. This time he targets the city of Taoyang, while also planning a side attack on the Qishan Hills Pass, but using the attack on Taoyang as a diversion to tie down Deng Ai and his army. Xiaohoba is sent to take Taoyang and, arriving there, finds it deserted, and people fleeing out of the back gate. However, entering into the city, he finds himself in a trap. Soldiers suddenly appear on the walls and, closing the gates, slaughter the Shu soldiers trapped inside. Here Xiaohoba himself perishes, along with almost all his men. Encouraged by this, Deng Ai launches a night raid on Jiang Wei's camp, which throws the Shu army into chaos. Things are not looking good for Jiang Wei, but he stoutly refuses to concede this. Deng Ai and Jiang Wei contend with each other for weeks, each trying to trick the other. Jiang Wei has just managed to get the upper hand when he is ordered back to the capital city, an order delivered 3 times in one day. The reason is that once again the eunuch Huang Hao has exerted his influence over the corrupt, weak and foolish second ruler, and cast doubt upon the reliability of Jiang Wei. So, with no other option open, and with victory again snatched from him, Jiang Wei retreats back to Guanzhong, and thence to the capital. Meeting an old friend, he learns of the schemes of the eunuch and swears there and then to kill him. The next day the second ruler and Huang Hao are picnicking in the back garden of the palace, when in charges Jiang Wei with a group of his guards. Huang Hao, hearing the commotion, flees and hides before Jiang Wei reaches the second ruler, seated in his pavilion. "I almost had Deng Ai," Jiang Wei says, tears coursing down his face, "when your 3 orders reached me." "But why?" The second ruler has nothing to say. This spurs Jiang Wei on, that eunuch Huang Hao has seized power, just as the 10 eunuchs did in the reign of Emperor Ling. He must be killed. Only then will peace return and the country prosper. "Huang Hao is simply my servant," says the second ruler. "He is no threat whatsoever. I do hope you have not taken against him." But Jiang Wei is not swayed and warns the second ruler that terrible consequences will ensue if the man is not killed. "We live and let live, I hope you can abide by that," says the second ruler, and he calls Huang Hao to come out of hiding. Groveling on the ground before Jiang Wei, Huang Hao claims he only ever tries to be of service to the kingdom, and has no interest in interfering in public affairs. "I'm in your hands, General," he says, "and I hope you'll be merciful." Confronted with such unabashed fakery, Jiang Wei strides away in anger. At a loss as to what to do and fearful that if he falls the kingdom, and dynasty will too, he seeks advice from his friend Shizheng. It is he who suggests that Jiang Wei establish military colonies where the troops can settle, grow food, train and build up supplies ready in a few years to go on the offensive again. This also has the advantage of removing Jiang Wei from the environs of the malicious and corrupt court, and thus protects him as well. Inspired by this, Jiang Wei does exactly that, and soon he and 80,000 men are en route to the region of Taoyang to set up the colonies. When Deng Ai and Sima Zhao hear of this, they send spies to find out what exactly is going on. They decide that a preemptive strike is needed, and so Sima Zhao summons Zhong Hui and gives him command. They agree that they will pretend they are preparing an attack on Wu but actually are preparing to take down Shu, especially given the disordered state of affairs due to the evil influence of Huang Hao. As Sima Zhao sees him off, one of his senior advisors says, "You have given him 100,000 men, but I don't trust him." Sima Zhao smiles and says, "Don't worry. I know." He then says something to his advisor, which makes him in turn smile. What did Sima Zhao say? Let's find out.